Hey, this is Wendy from wendygarrido.com, where I am living my truth and inspiring other people like you to be sharing the gifts that you were put on this planet to share. So, today I want to talk to you a little bit about Fiverr, my experience on the platform, and give you some tips and things to consider if you have an idea for something to put on Fiverr. So, if you don't know about it, I think I heard about Fiverr back in like 2012 when it was just a platform. Everything on there you could buy for $5. And there's crazy stuff. I haven't looked lately for the crazy stuff. But like I remember there was one that was like, for $5, I'll dress up like Jesus and write your mother's name across my chest and sing her happy birthday in a video. Like crazy shit like that. Or there was other stuff like, for $5, I'll give you this cool animated video intro using your logo. I've used that one before. There's for $5, I'll proofread 500 words or however many words. I've used that plenty of times. So there's all sorts of things. There's like literally almost, I mean, I guess maybe you can't do like pornographic stuff, but otherwise you can create whatever crazy Fiverr gig, they're called gigs, whatever Fiverr gig you want. So what attracted me to it, and I think the reason that my friend Lethea told me to get on it, was because it seemed easy to get found. As an entrepreneur, I've often, it's easy for me to create the product. It's easy for me to create anything, but I've often had a hard time, like, how do I let the world know about it? How do I get people to buy it, to see it, be interested in it? And I think I put my gig on Fiverr, and I think I got a sale in like the first week or something like that, like pretty quick soon on. And that's what, obviously it's grown a lot since then, but I still have a sense that it, like, you can get found and you can get seen, and especially if you're smart about how you're approaching it. Let me adjust my cushion under my ass as I talk to you about this. So let's see. So the main gig that I've had on Fiverr is email templates, and they're autoresponders to go out for, it was originally something that I created for coaches who I saw were not using their automated email program like Infusionsoft or Aweber or whatever. They're paying all this money for a software, and they don't even have email autoresponders in that software that's queued up to go out to people when they sign up for their list. So I had created this idea of sort of fill in the blank, like Mad Lib style emails. So I've written 18 different emails, and they each have like a blank that says the name of your freebie or the name of your discovery session or your name and your favorite quote. And so then I have people kind of go through this worksheet and fill out, okay, this is my favorite quote, this is my name, this is the name of my freebie. And then they do a search and replace command in Word, and I show them how to do that. And it'll automatically go through all those emails and fill it in with their name and information, so that they've pretty easily gotten 18 different emails that they can then go and load into their autoresponder program. So when I first created this, I thought that I would be doing I'd be selling it for $200 or $300 or something like that. I'm plugging my phone in. And I just never really marketed it because I was like, I don't know how to get in front of people. And so I must have had it, I had it on for a while back from like 2013, 2014 that I was selling it. And then at some point I just took it off when I was focused on growing the business with my husband. And then once we got divorced, or we're not divorced yet, but separated, and then I started to have to figure out other venues to make money, I was like, maybe I'll turn my Fiverr gig on again. And so I turned it on, and I make maybe $60 to $100 a month off it. It's not huge, but I haven't put any fucking effort into it. And the way that I have my Fiverr gig set up, I don't actually do any work. Like when somebody places the order, I have a canned response that already says, hi, thank you for ordering this. I bet you have a lot to offer. Here's the link to download your package. If you If you like it, please take a few moments to leave some positive feedback and share it with your friends if you want. And otherwise, I wish you the best of luck, something like that. And so literally, if I get a Fiverr order, it takes me 20 seconds to say deliver, use this canned response, send, and then it's done. And Fiverr would take, out of the $5 that they charge, they get $1 out of that. So I was actually getting $4 per gig. But when I calculate out the math of I'm making $4 for 20 seconds or 30 seconds worth of work, I don't know, it works out to be a few $100s an hour. And so it's just been easy to do. You do have to deliver or respond to things promptly. So that's one thing to consider. But it's just kind of easy, and I'm on the go, and I just hit reply to somebody on my phone if I need to, or just answer that. So let me come back to my list of things I wanted to tell you about. So I've made I just crossed the $2,000 mark in terms of how much money I've made off of Fiverr altogether. And then I've also had a number of clients. I can't remember exactly how much money it is right now, but I would say that I've made between $3,000 and $5,000 from people who found me on Fiverr, who then ended up hiring me outside of Fiverr. And it's not like Fiverr, it's against Fiverr's terms of service for you to promote working with people outside of their platform, which I think is sort of, I don't feel like the incentives run the right direction there. So you can't promote it, but sometimes it just happens. Then once people know you, or they know your name, or they can Google you, and then they find you and they contact you if they like it. So I've gotten some other clients through that. Also, now Fiverr has changed, so it's not just $5 anymore. You can offer gigs for more than $5, and you can also offer add-ons and upsells to your gigs. So last summer, I wrote an ebook about how to do sales calls with authenticity and integrity and being in a place of service instead of selling. And again, I'm like, I created this cool thing. I don't know how the fuck anybody's going to find it or how I'm going to promote it exactly. So I just thought, maybe I'll add it as an add-on to my Fiverr gig for $10. If they want to get that on top of it, then they get that. So I've sold a few of those. Again, like, it's not huge money, but I haven't been putting effort into it. But still, it's cool that I made, even if it's only 60 or $100, that I've made off that ebook without really trying much. So let's see. So if you're considering starting a Fiverr gig, what I want you to think about are, number one, it needs to be something, in my opinion, this is the only way I do anything in my life, it needs to be something you enjoy doing. And ideally, it's something that either you can offer almost passively, like I do, where I'm just like, I deliver it, I'm not actually doing the work, I'm just giving them access to this. Or something that you can batch. So another thing that I've seen on Fiverr is something like, for $5, I'll print out your logo and take a picture of me holding your sign in front of the Eiffel Tower, or in front of the Space Needle, or wherever, like whatever the landmark is where somebody lives. And so that's another thing where, like, you can collect those orders, and then you could say, okay, you can tell them that the delivery time is going to take 3 days, and then every 3 days you go and you take your picture with all the little the logos in front of it. So, so it's good to think in terms of, what do you already have sitting around on your hard drive that isn't making you any money that you could offer on there and get a little bit of cash in the door? Or B, what's something that would be fun for you to do that could be helpful to other people? Also, it doesn't have to be business related. People do, like, I will make a birthday song singing happy birthday to your mom, not necessarily dressed up as Jesus, but you could, for $5 or $10. People do, like, I'll do a review video for you. It's a little sketchy when it's like, I'll do a testimonial for you if you pay me. But you can also have integrity about it and be like, if I don't think that I'm going to be like your product, then I won't do the review or whatever. So I have often, like, I have a friend who's a graphic designer. I'm like, you could come up with 3 different fucking little logos, drawings that you do, and put those on there and tell them that people can use it as their logo for $5 or $10 or $20 or whatever you want. Sometimes, oops, sorry if that was loud. Sometimes, when I've gotten these video animation intros, which especially like 8 years ago looked so cool because nobody really was doing it. And it'll be, okay, it's $5 if you want it in black and white, but it's $10 if you want it in color. So you can think about ways where you can charge a little bit more. It's not any more work to do it in color than black and white, but it's more value that they're getting from it. And Fiverr will let you create like 3 different packages. So you can have like the medium, the basic package, the gold package, and the platinum package or whatever, which can be at different price points or different turnaround times. So I've experimented a little bit with other gigs. Like at one point I was like, I will give you my top secret insider source for a really good VA. And so I was referring people to this VA. It was okay. It wasn't great. I had one about how to stop your toddler from crying in the car seat. That was okay, but it was like, I think I didn't have a good enough relationship with the VA to really make that feel good. I'm like, the car seat thing, it works sometimes, but it doesn't work all the time, so that wasn't so good. Even this Fiverr gig, like, it's outdated. I haven't done shit on this since I originally wrote the stuff in 2013 or 12 or something like that. So it doesn't feel like it's my best work. I'm like, my best new work I'm offering in other places, but for something that was sitting on my hard drive to be able to help other people, and people love it. So that's the other thing. I don't know how many gigs I've had. I have like 400 gigs, and I've had 5-star reviews. Lately, a client of mine was like, why don't you raise the price on your gigs and make it $10? So I was like, I'll try it. So I've raised the price to $10 in the last couple months, and I will say that I think I've gotten slightly lower reviews since I did it. People on Fiverr can be cheap. Like, you're going there for $5, so $10 seems expensive. And I've heard that they actually charge them a little fee on top of that too. So I'm not sure. I haven't looked at the buyer side lately. But, shit, I lost my train of thought. So, Fiverr, I don't know what I was going to say. Anyway, let me come back to my notes. Yeah, so I think that's enough to get you started in terms of, if you can remember the direction I was going and you're really curious about it, then feel free to post a comment or send me a message, and I'm happy to expound on that. But so I think you can just go to Fiverr, you create an account. You can, when you created an account, there's like a buyer side and a seller side. So you can poke around, look at, like, I really want you to be creative about what you're offering. Don't take the fact that just because somebody else is offering it means you shouldn't offer it. Another thing is, there's a lot of people from foreign countries on there who aren't, like, you being a native, if you're a native English speaker, that's going to be helpful, because people, like, it's just easier for customers to feel like you're hearing and understanding them sometimes. If you're not a native English speaker, then you can use that to your advantage, and you could be doing a gig that says, like, I will say whatever in my French accent. I will speak your I'll say your logo and tagline in my beautiful French accent. Like, you can do fun stuff. So I hope that gets the juices flowing a little bit. And I love helping people think of creative solutions to problems that they have. So if you're like, Wendy, this is what I've got going on, but I don't know what to do with this, like, give me a call, shoot me a line, send me a message, and I would love to help talk it over and help you think through it. And it will inspire me to create, if it's something that I'm like, lots of people need to hear this, then I might do something like this and create a video and send it to you that way, because I hate fucking repeating myself when I don't have to. But I would love to hear from you, and I'd love to help you. So I think that's all from me. Oh, and I'm going to do a PDF that shows you some of the screenshots from inside my Fiverr gigs, so you can see, like, okay, this is where I have my $2,000 earnings that it shows, and like the variation from month to month and all of that. It's only showing me 2018, 19, and 20. It doesn't show me data from back in like 2014 when I had my gig up back then. But, okay, so oh, and then, yeah, I could go into, maybe I'll do another video, but there's some in case I don't. There's some basic things like if you say that your gig is available exclusively on Fiverr, then that can get you found better. I think they tell you that in there, or they did when I was setting it up back then. I haven't set up a new gig lately. And it's really good to create a video about your gig. So if you're feeling a little scared or nervous or whatever about that, I would be happy to help you talk through that too, because those are some basic things to be successful on Fiverr, which I want you to be successful on Fiverr or wherever the hell you want to be successful doing whatever the fuck you want to be doing, because that's what I'm excited about. Because what's the point otherwise? Okay, big hugs, lots of love, take care.